The midday sun beat down on the bustling city grid, but inside the glass walls of the corporate tower, the atmosphere was frozen. Ken sat at his desk, his jaw clenched as he stared at the digital mock-ups on his monitor. For 15 years, Ken had been the lead creative strategist for the firm. He knew the market inside out. He knew what worked, what didn't, and exactly how to build a campaign that guaranteed steady, predictable returns. Then came Maya, a fresh hire straight out of graduate school, bursting with unconventional ideas about decentralized marketing, interactive AI spaces, and community-led branding. In the morning meeting, she had presented a radical new direction for their biggest client. Ken had cut her off before she could even finish her pitch. "That's not how we do things here, Maya," Ken had said, his voice dripping with executive finality. "It's too risky. Trust me, I know this industry. Your approach won't work." Maya had quietly closed her laptop. The rest of the team remained silent. Now, hours later, the bitter taste of the interaction lingered in Ken's mouth. The campaign felt stale, yet he refused to budge. Frustrated, blocked, and feeling an unfamiliar disconnect from his work, Ken decided to skip the evening rush hour and visit his old mentor, Master Lin. Lin lived in a quiet quarters, just a few blocks from the downtown chaos, running a small, traditional tea shop that felt like a different century. When Ken walked in, the older man smiled and gestured for him to sit across from a low wooden table. "You look as though you are carrying the weight of the entire office on your shoulders, Ken," Lin observed, setting out two delicate ceramic cups. "I'm just frustrated, Lin," Ken sighed, loosening his tie. "The upper management brought in this new kid. She's trying to upend everything I've built. She wants to throw out tried and true strategies for these chaotic, unproven trends. I tried to tell her how the real world works, but it's like talking to a wall. I already know what this client needs, but nobody seems to value experience anymore." Lin listened intently, nodding slowly. "I see. Let us have some tea." Lin picked up a heavy clay teapot filled with steaming green tea. He began to pour the liquid into Ken's cup. The amber stream rose to the middle of the cup, then to the rim. Ken reached out his hand to pick it up, but Lin didn't stop pouring. The tea breached the rim, spilling over the sides, pooling onto the wooden table and beginning to drip onto Ken's trousers. "Lin, stop!" Ken startled back, holding his hands up. "The cup is full. It's overflowing. No more will go in." Lin paused, lifting the teapot, a serene smile resting on his face. He looked from the puddle of tea back into Ken's eyes. "Like this cup," Lin said softly. "You are full of your own opinions, your own successes, and your own assumptions. How can I show you anything new? And how can your team offer you any fresh insights unless you first empty your cup?" The room fell completely silent, save for the faint hum of the city outside. Ken looked down at the overflowing tea, the metaphor striking him with the force of a physical blow. He'd been so busy defending his past expertise that he had left absolutely no room for future growth. He wasn't protecting the company. He was protecting his own ego. The next morning, Ken walked into the office early. He walked past his own desk and stopped by Maya's cubicle. She looked up, a hint of defensiveness instantly appearing in her eyes. Ken took a deep breath, smiled gently, and nodded toward the conference room. "Hey, Maya. Do you have a few minutes? I'd like to grab a coffee, sit down, and have you walk me through your presentation again. This time I'm just going to listen."